In this next assignment, we're going to be focusing on robot manipulators and arm linkages. And there are some resources that I've asked you to take a look at in step one. You don't need to read everything in those, just know where things are and how to find the information you're going to need. And then for step two, you're going to make a copy of this document. I've already done that, and notice that I've already added my name to it so that I know this is the one I'm working on. That way it's not lost in the shuffle if you've made more than one copy. And if you want, you can also take off the template name so you know it's the one you're working on. Then step three is where you're actually going to start doing some stuff. We're going to start by downloading the single swing arm. That's the simplest one to work on. So I'm going to download that and save it. Notice I've already saved it into my H drive. I don't actually have an H drive at home, so I just made a folder to act like it. And I'll go ahead and just save it over the top of that one. And so now I can go and open that up in Algodoo. So I'm going to open Algodoo, which I already have open in the background here. And I'm going to go open that file that I just downloaded. Now, when you go to download or open something for the first time, you are going to need to change the folder that it's pointed to. So I'm going to click this little folder icon. Make sure that the folder where you've downloaded things is the folder that you're in, and then say select folder, and then it will show the things that you've downloaded. And notice I've already uh, worked on this and saved a copy of it, so it's there. But I'm going to start with the completely blank or the unfinished template so I can show you how that's going to look. And first thing you're going to want to do is just become familiar with where the tools are. We've got the move tool, the rotate tool, the hand tool allows you to drag things around. We've got some axles and fixation tools, so that allows you to fixate things on the screen, lock them together. You can also draw shapes, but I've given you all the shapes you need for this assignment. So the first thing I think I'll do is go to the move tool, and I'm going to move this until it's about halfway from where I actually want it to be. And what I mean by that is when I when I have this down, I want it to sit like a right like that. And so I want this to be kind of halfway between there because then I'm going to rotate this. And you can see the back goes up and the front goes down. And then I'm going to move that into position. I might have rotated that too much. So let me adjust that. There we go. Okay. So now I've got that set up. I want this piece and this piece to be locked together. So when this goes up, this should go up as well. I don't want a loose joint here because then it would just flop around. So I'm going to go to the fixate tool and I'm going to zoom in and just pin right there. Make sure it goes through both pieces, otherwise you'll be pinning it to the background and that would be not good. And this one does need to rotate. So I'm going to go over to the axle. I'll click here in the middle, make sure it goes through both pieces for the same reason. And then if I hit play, you'll see that it settled just a little bit. But because I was so close to it being in the right spot as it was, it didn't really move much. But I do want to be able to control this. I want it to be able to move. So I'm going to go to this axle right here, which is the one that's going to move. I'm going to right click and there's the axle settings. And if I turned on motor, it would always move, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go down to the forward key. I'm going to press the up key for forward, and then I'll click on the back key, none selected, and use down, and that will go down. And then I'm going to slow this down a bit. I think that's going to be too fast. And I don't think that'll be powerful enough to lift it, but we can try it first and see what happens. So if I hit play and I hit up, uh-oh, it's trying to go down. If I try to go down, Well, it doesn't move at all. And that means my torque is not high enough. So I'm going to go to my motor torque and let's raise that up a bit. And then I'm going to reverse the direction. I don't have to change the keys. I can just reverse the direction of the motor. And then we'll play it again. So, oops, I forgot to turn it off. You should probably pause it before you start messing with stuff. And then, oh, I've got it played. So I'm going to hit up. There we go. Down, up. So that's working now, but it's bouncing around a lot. So I'm going to pause that and notice how it's gone. The easy way to get it back is just to click undo. And it doesn't undo the things you did while it was paused. But if it was running while you did it, it may have undone it. So just double check that I didn't undo that stuff because I can't remember if I still had it playing or not when I was working on it. So it's always a good idea to work on it with it paused and then run it with it playing. And then when you pause it again, you can undo to get the robot back into position without undoing the actual work you did. So I also want to be able to drive forward and backward. This was kind of too fast. So let me slow that down just a little bit. Maybe lower that just a little bit. But I'm going to make it drive forward and backward as well. So I'm going to choose one of the wheels. I don't need to do both. Choose one of the wheels and do the same thing we did before. I'm going to click here, except this time forward will be the right key and backward will be the left key. And I don't think I need to increase the torque that much. I might need to increase the speed because I'm rolling across the ground now. And okay, I think we should probably be good there. So I'm going to hit play. I go up. Oh, notice it falls down. That's not very good. I hit, see, I can't drive because it's falling down after I let go. But if I can drive, if I hold it up in the air, that's not going to work. So I'm going to come over here to the axle and I am going to turn on brake mode for the axle. And what that does is it makes it so when I let go of a key, it brakes the axle. And I can do the same thing with the drive as well, so it doesn't go coasting off the screen. So now if I hit, or I've already hit play, um, I can drive forward. Oh, I got to raise it up in the air first. Notice it stays in the air now, and now I can go back and forth, and that's driving pretty good. That's pretty smooth. And if it's like tippy and it's trying to tip over a little bit, I can. Don't forget to pause it. Uh, click. If you accidentally add something, select it and then hit delete. The delete key, not the backspace key. So the delete key is over near page up and page down. Um, and I'm going to use the hand tool to select. And then what I can do is right click on that and go to material. And right now it's steel, which should be pretty heavy, but there are heavier things. So I'm going to increase the mass. And that should hold it to the ground a little better. So I'm going to hit play. When I start driving, it does slow. It starts up a little slower, doesn't accelerate as fast. Notice it doesn't jump around as much when I go up and down now. Okay. And then if I really wanted to get crazy about this, I could pause it and make a load of something to put on here. And then when I hit play, boom, I've got something to carry. And there we go. So when you're all done and you're happy with it, there's a couple things you need to do. Make sure you hit pause. Uh, I'm going to um, take a screenshot. So the Windows key, Shift S, and drag a box around that. And that's going to copy that to the clipboard, which means I can go over to my template and paste that right in here. So paste, and then I can go and work on the rest of this. And confirmation code is You'll get a code from me when you show me it working. Okay. If you know how to do a screen capture of like a video of it working, you can paste that and then you don't, and then here you can just put C video. Okay. But you're not required to do that. Screenshots are a lot easier, and I'm happy to check it off when I'm back in class. And then why is this a good one to use and why would you avoid it? And if you go and look at the documentation, you'll see, well, one good reason to use is it's simple. Okay, it's a very easy one to build. A reason to avoid it though is you notice this slid backwards when I lifted it up in the air. So it tilts the load when you go up in the air, and that can destabilize things. Like if you're carrying a pile of bricks, you don't want to lift it up and head tilt it backwards because the bricks are all going to fall on you. Okay. So, but you can go if you don't know what the reasons to use are, then go look at your resources and find out why. And then you're going to go to back to your Algodoo. Make sure you save your work because if there's something wrong with it and you need to fix it, you don't want to have to rebuild this from scratch. So go to save. Make sure the folder that it's saving it is the right spot. And you can go choose a different folder like your H drive. And then give it a good name. So this is no longer the template, it's the one I worked on. So maybe I'll say single swing arm working because I got it to work. And so I save that. That way, if I ever need to go back and fix it, I can. And the next step is to go and download the next one and open it up. And just a reminder that if it opens in full screen, you can hit F11 to switch back and forth between full screen Algodoo and windowed Algodoo. That way, if you wanted to, you could arrange things on the screen and work on, like see here and see here at the same time, or you can maximize it or hit F11 to go back into full screen. Okay, so just an idea if it helps you out. Uh, Good luck on this, and I hope you enjoy it. Uh, they do get a little more challenging as you get to the later ones, so make sure that you go over to the resources and look at the videos of them working so you can see how they function, particularly the double reverse bar. It is by far the most challenging, so you're going to want to have a sense as to how things work and take a look at where the connections are and which things move and which things don't. And for instance, in the double reverse, notice those are rotating there. In the single bar, it did not rotate, but in this one, it does rotate. So that's going to be important. So I'll see you next time, and make sure you have your questions ready, or if you get them done, make sure you have them ready to show me. And have a great day.